Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Siva Lendra. You can call me Siva. And I'm from 11th grade from IDN boarding school. And on this occasion, I will show you a tips, do and don'ts when you creating a motivation letter, and my example about how to write a motivation letters. Okay, let's get started. First of all, what is motivation letters? A motivation letters is a personal document that details your professional skills and response for applying for a course of study, a scholarship, or a volunteer jobs. These letters of accompanies your application and supporting documents such as transcript of your grades or a resume. A motivation letter is sometimes called a statement of purpose or a motivational letters. Motivation letters are not commonly used for paid job application, which are typically accompanied by cover letters. A cover letter is an introduction to your resume and gives example of how your jobs experience match the opening you're applying for. While motivation letters focus more on your personal story and details your interests, personality, and motives for applying for a program. Then, how to write motivation letters? Writing a good motivation letters takes time, so make sure you methodically work through the steps to make your best possible, allowing plenty of time to write your motivation letters. Ensure you include all the necessary content and follow each important step, including the following. First, write an outline. Write a point from outline noting the content of your motivation letters and its order. Write points covering the following topics. First, why you want to study the course or volunteer with the program. Second, your skill or qualities that will benefit the school or not profit. Third, why you are interested in this school or non-profit organization. Think critically about whether you are including all relevant details. And then second, write an introduction. Write an introduction that introduces yourself to the recipient. Address your recipient by name if possible to give your motivation letter a personal touch. Your introduction should capture your recipient's attention and encourage them to read on. So, include details about your achievement in this section. Third, expand your outline for your body. Expand the point in your outline to form your motivation letter's body. Take a new paragraph for every new topic. Remember, your motivation letters aim to convince your recipients of your value. So use compelling facts to be persuasive. 4. Conclude your motivation letters. Write a conclusion to your motivation letters that summarize your goals and leaves a positive final impression. You should also thank you recipients for considering your application and encourage them to contact you if they have any question. 5. Proofread your motivation letters. Proofread your motivation letter to make it more concise and professional. Correct any spelling and grammar errors and awkward phrasing. Edit the information already listed in your application form or resume to ensure your motivation letters contains only unique information. After knowing how to write the motivation letters, here are some tips for you guys when writing a motivation letters. Following these tips can help your motivation letters stands out and convince decision makers to consider your application further. First, follow any guidelines. Follow any formatting, length, and content guidelines provided by your prospective school or nonprofit. Second, write with personality. Write in a natural voice that reflects how you would speak to your recipients if they were in a room with you. Include interesting details that help your motivation letter stand out from others. Third, use accessible language. Identify any unnecessarily complex terms or jargons when you are proofreading and replace them with similar words. Simpler word. Write short, active sentences that cannot be misinterpreted. Four, focus on your strengths. Write about your personal strengths rather than your challenge or limitation. Writing about your strengths help the recipients of your motivation letters understand your value. Okay, and then I also have these other tips that I get from many sources in Google, and this is a summary of what you should include in a motivation letters. First is what the things you have to do in your motivation letters. First, past experience. Second, current activities or passions. Third, your skill or achievement that related to the program. Like example, maybe you want join a program for graphic designer volunteer, and then you can input your skill, like you have Adobe skill for designing, or from achievement example, maybe you achieve some winning competition design like that. And then for your future plan, expectations or life goals, like what you want to do after volunteer in this program, or after you join this school or universities scholarship programs like that. And then 5, the reasons you choose the universities or program. And the last is benefits to Indonesian society and the university after you finish your study. And then the things you should not do when writing a motivation letters is, first, don't read your motivation letters repeatedly without a break. Give yourself a break. Leave them for a day and then you can read it again. If you keep reading your draft, then you won't find anything wrong about it. Whenever you give yourself a proper break, you will have a different perception and you can see your writing objectively. Second, don't focus on your weakness. We understand that you try to be objective. However, motivation letter is your one chance to sell yourself. Focus on your strengths instead, not on your weakness. Third, don't use too many filler words or flowery sentences. They will know if you use overdramatic words or unrealistic explanation. Just keep it simple and concise. 4. Don't write in one sitting. Spend your time brainstorming the idea. Do a small research and work in a daily progress. If possible, ask another person to read your letter to get the feedback. 5. Don't copy others. We don't recommend you read other motivation letters because you tend to copy the other person's style of writing. Just be confident, be original, and be yourself. 6. Don't be fake. Don't just write, I feel extremely passionate about the subject. Instead, focus on why you are passionate about it and how you are going to fit that passion. Don't write something that millions of people would write. And the last is, don't use irrelevant fact. Before you write anything in your motivation letters, always apply the so what rules. If it will help explain why you should given a place in the program, then you can write it down. And then, like the structure for motivation letter for a scholarship, university, or change of job, first is a greeting, of course, like to who, their sir or madam, or their the job title or position. Second is an introduction paragraph that includes the reason for your letter and application. Third, the body of your letter. And then the last is a conclusion. Okay, and then usually say thanks and add a formal closing such as your sincerely and your full name. And then I have this motivation letter that I write for volunteer, but I'm not find any organization yet, so I just make it an example. Dear Mr. or Mrs. My name is Siva Landra and I'm a multimedia student at Eden Boarding School. With this letter, I would like to express my interest in taking part in organization named Volunteer Program as a graphic designer. This opportunity attracted me because I have a strong passion for a graphic design, which is the field I study in my professional high school. I studied design for nearly 2 years, both through schooling and self-running. I studied graphic design, UI/UX design, marketing, product management, typography, illustration, motion graphic, and videography. I always want to learn more, and I'm open to hearing other people's opinions. Since I was a child, I have always enjoyed drawing and imagining ideas. And since entering high school, I have participated in many internal and external design competitions. During this time, I have become the head of the creative team division in the Student Council organization and actively contribute to the monthly design magazine, designing property for school event, and also the school social media. I also learned to use the camera for documentation or taking footage, and I always pay attention to details when working on a project. I am especially interested in volunteer at organization name. I'd like to contribute my skill and knowledge to help advancement of promotion and advertising. Moreover, I will be able to improve my design knowledge and skill and make this opportunity a chance where I can develop in the future. In conclusion, I look forward to this opportunity and I feel I would be an asset and I hope I can join and contribute to organization name. Best regard or sincerely Siva Alendra. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this can be useful for all of us. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.